all right, guys, I've made up my mind. I'm going for a snack.
You're going for a snack now?
And I'm not going for like a snack to the break room. I'm going to a restaurant where they're going to throw food out the window at me.
Welcome to the Worst of Riot podcast. It's a holiday week, so it's tough. A lot of people are gone, so Obi's been doing extra things.
And I'm working so hard.
It's Tuesday,
guys,
so you're on the second day of it.
I'm working so hard, I'm hitting more keys than normal.
And I feel like you need the nourishment of a breakfast outside of the building than just a snack.
I can't. I've got to have more. You know what I want more than the food?
What?
I want the drink.
Will you get me a soda if you go too?
I don't know.
Please. I know sometimes it's annoying because then it's like, do I need a carrier? Because,
I'm going to need a carrier.
Our drinks are pretty
I'm going to have to go in now.
No, you don't. They can hand it through the thing.
What kind do you want? You want a vanilla Dr. Pepper, don't you?
No, I already had a Diet Dr. Pepper this morning. We're all tired. I think I would like a Sprite Zero with vanilla.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do that.
I can do that. Don't tell anybody where I went.
No one will notice as you drive out.
No, okay.
What happens whenever you don't want someone to notice? That's when they're like, well, where is this person?
I needed to talk to him right away.
Now. And you're like, oh, that's okay. He's just going to get some soda. He'll be right back.
Oh, is that all he does now?
I'll I'll distract everybody upstairs.
You need to get everybody into a room with no windows for about 45 seconds.
And then you tell me when you're out of the parking lot. I'd be like, okay, we can now go out.
We can go back now. It's fine.
Yeah. So.
Well, today in the podcast, we do a Bitcoin check-in.
We do.
We talk about showering, Carolina Reapers, Canada Day, Gremlins. There's a lot of weird stuff in the podcast today.
Well, when you put it in this list.
Mini tacos.
That's why we needed the music. You guys don't get music from Radio U, but we need that during the show to space this stuff out.
The Church of England, SpiderMan, a lot of World War I talk.
What you come to expect.
So,
I hope that doesn't turn you guys off of listening today, but hopefully you enjoyed the podcast.
I've told you, either this place would completely collapse if I left, or
flourish.
It would flourish in a way that it never has.
No, we don't want to find out.
I'm not sure which one it is, but part of me thinks that if and I suppose when I leave, because eventually we all burn out, right? Radio U, all of a sudden, it finally happens.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, you know what? It was his obscure historical references that were holding us back.
So speaking of that, when the time comes, when we die, did you include the cockroach story about us and the tin cans?
I
okay,
did.
Good.
I did.
So a little foreshadowing of what the riot might become in the future.
Yeah, I mean, we're all headed in that direction.
Thank you guys so much for listening. Of course, anytime you find a story, we love when you send them to us. You can check out Radio U Riot on Facebook. Just message us there, or if you email riot@radiou.com, we'll get it too, and then we can cover it on the show.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Someone go get soda.
I'm going.
Bye.
Believe it.
The Riot has now been downloaded. I hope you installed some antivirus. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Like, if you were to set your own personal record,
Mm-hmm.
what is the most showers you've taken in one day?
Oh, probably just 2.
That's it?
I think
just
that's
2?
it. Just 2. And people are always like, why are you washing your hair? Why do you shower every day? And you're like, well, we like to. But I think 2 would be it.
Okay. When I was on my 3rd shower yesterday, I was just thinking to myself, I was like,
maybe this is too many?
I wonder if this is, if this is my record, is 3 the most? Because I can't remember a time when I've gone past 3.
Sure.
But it seems like if 3 is the one that's happened, I can think of many, many, many times I've taken 3 showers.
So can we ask, that'd be a morning shower?
It was a morning shower. Then I mowed my lawn, shower. Then I helped some people move last night.
Showered again.
And especially, they had dogs, so you have... That was not just, a shower. That was, wash everywhere shower.
Otherwise, you're going to...
Scrub all the nooks and crannies.
Sure. So 3's it, though?
I think that might... I can't think of a time that I've moved into a 4th shower, but I'm primed. Like, you know,
that's the next spot. It's not a glass ceiling. You're just gonna, keep going.
We're gonna crash right through that thing. Like the fourth shower is out there somewhere.
If you're having 4 showers, I feel like you're not planning the day enough to.
So
like,
you're
that's
saying,
too many.
Like, well, okay, but you would. If you were moving, okay, would you want somebody to come all sweaty and covered in grass?
Well, I would have
You
then.
wouldn't want them touching your stuff.
See, you're a different case because I would have done the moving first and then mowed the lawn. But you're right with your allergies. You can't do that.
And I can't mow the lawn at like 8:30 at night. I mean, some people can, but I gotta sleep so I can come in here.
You're right with the schedule of the day yesterday. There was nothing else to do.
It was a 3-shower day. I mean, I could have the shower that would have been the easiest to skip would have been the morning shower.
But you didn't know the rest of the day. You just thought that maybe that was going to be your only shower.
Well, I mean, I was planning on a 2-shower. It was the lawn mowing that caught me by surprise because I realized if I mowed it yesterday, then I wouldn't have to mow it later in the week, and that sounded like a great idea. So I just went for it. I don't know.
3 showers. Congratulations.
3. So, all right. Well,
everybody who's like, let's save water is like, please don't take that many showers.
The earth is covered in water.
So don't also say that. No one likes to hear that.
So, hey, you know what? If you got a 4-shower, you know where I'm at, 877-2-RADIO-U.
If you're doing 4 showers, you need to tell us what that day looks like. What else are you throwing in there that requires another shower?
I will let you know, I think that 2 of those showers were non-soapers. I mean, well,
just a hose off?
Well, yeah, and sometimes you want to make sure where skin meets skin, you get some soap in there. But otherwise, you're like, whatever. Just hosing off here. So last week, Bitcoin surged.
There was a lot of articles about it.
It was.
And you're the only person I know who still has any Bitcoin.
Oh, I do.
Basically, if you've never heard the saga of him and his Bitcoin, there's this app called Cash that we use if we want to send money to each other. Mm-hmm. And they had a feature where you're like, you could just turn it into Bitcoin. This was maybe a year or 2 ago. I feel like it's been a while.
I want to say it was in the fall.
In the fall?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, a year
Maybe
or 2.
Not. I don't know, whatever.
And so you put some of your money, instead of cashing it out, you put it into Bitcoin.
I just put it into Bitcoin.
And every so often, we looked at it go very, very low.
Very low.
It went very bad to where we thought you'd owe money at one point. And then last week when I saw an article about Bitcoin having this amazing surge back, I thought, oh my gosh, what's your Bitcoin at?
And so last week, my Bitcoin, originally, I believe it was $23 in, okay?
And it got as low as
13.
I thought even lower.
Maybe it was 11. It was like somewhere in there. It never went to single digits, but it was very, very low in the 10, 11, 12, something like that. Okay, so then I saw it last week go up to $33.
Is that the height of the surge?
Uh-huh. And now it's back down to $26.82.
Still better, but not as good as last week. You need another one of those weeks.
I do. Well, what I need it to surge and keep surging.
It's not going
to. Because what keeps happening is like we'll get a little up and then they're like, and down.
And back down.
A little up and then down.
So are you even going to cash it out or whatever when it's up high enough?
No.
You're just going to, what if you're like 100 and it's time for you to die? What's your family going to do?
Am I going to, you think I'm on my deathbed and I'm like, wait.
Don't forget the Bitcoin.
My Bitcoin.
I just worry that that's going to be work for your relatives down the road to figure out your Bitcoin.
You know what? If they have my phone, they can cash it out. It'll be fine.
At that point.
Plus, there's my secret bank account.
They're like, we didn't know, but I was such a rich man. He has a secondary account. They're like, let's see what it is. $31.
Well, I mean, it makes sense. He was always wearing those crappy free T-shirts. He was taking all that money and
saving it. Investing it into the Bitcoin.
So it makes I get it now. I get it.
So we're saying the surge might be over. It's still doing good, but
it's still up.
Better than what it was, but no surge.
Anything above $23, I'm winning.
If anybody ever notices the surge is back again, make sure you let Obi know.
Oh, yeah.
So we can follow along with his Bitcoin.
I mean, if it surges enough, maybe we take a little bit out, but then we leave some of it in.
Sure, just a slice of it.
Yeah, but Nikki, I'm a long-term investor.
You are. You're just leaving it in there.
Long term.
I'd be too nervous. I just want to. That's why I can't invest money in anything like that.
The key is
leave
forgetting
it there.
about it.
Can't do it.
You just forget. I forgot I had that money. It all started with me not realizing I had money in my Cash App. And now I just don't realize I have it in Bitcoin.
The #1 morning show of dentist offices everywhere. It's the Riot on Radio U.
You're pretty smart, so you learn after a while the things to say and the things not to say. Mm-hmm. You pick up on the social cues about like, oh, that's not a good one, but this one's okay. Here's what I have just been pondering the last 24 hours. I said something yesterday to the effect that, like I crave things that don't satisfy. And I got a lot of really cliched responses on that. And you can tell that some people were just a little uncomfortable with that. Like, well, you're supposed to have everything figured out. And, we don't say things like that because that means that somewhere, some part of you still doesn't have it together.
What does it mean that
you're saying that?
It means that you might not feel that way, but you shouldn't say it.
Right.
It's like you're supposed to be quiet about it.
Here's what's dumb about that. Do you know that all that stuff that we bury, all those things that we're like, oh, yeah, I just won't say this, that's something that never gets fixed. The stuff that you're not willing to at least bring up somewhere, and maybe public isn't always the right place for it. You're not going to get it fixed. It's just going to be buried. You're going to keep it in there forever, and then eventually you're dead. No, but seriously, like you will be, and I see this, people that are like old, and they still haven't taken care of stuff that they were messed up with, like when they were young. They're older, and we expect them to be mature and like have it all together. But in reality, the stuff that was bugging them 50 years ago, it's still bugging them. So I just think it's a shame that we're unwilling to be, honest. And then when someone is honest, one of the first things we want to do is jump on it and be like, oh, now, wait a minute. We don't say that. Here's what I love. Is that people get scared of your honesty. People get scared when maybe you're having issues that they think you shouldn't be having. But if you are willing to talk to God about it and say, hey, God, you know what? Here's this thing I'm dealing with. Here's what you're not going to get from God. Oh, we don't talk about that. No. Oh, don't say that. I can't handle it. Putting my fingers in my ears. La, 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 la. You're still talking. La, 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 la. God's not like that. You can talk to God about anything. God is not scared of your little problem or your little whatever. He's just not scared of it. And there's nothing going on that he can't deal with. So look, if you got that thing that some people are like, oh, we don't talk about that. We don't want to bring that up. Man, you just run right into where God is, which is where you are right now, and you bring it up. And you're not going to find somebody that's timid, afraid, or, asking you to just bury that. Okay, bury it. We don't talk about it. See, if you don't have a relationship with Jesus, here's a great place to start. Just say, God, I want you in my life. I want you to fill me with your spirit. I got things I need help with. Come in and help me. Here's where I'm at. And man, just start right there. Just tell God the stuff that other people don't really want you to talk about. He's up for listening, and not just listening. It'd be one thing if it's just like, oh, we're just listening. No, God can get involved and actually help you make changes. I had something planned, but let's just toss it out the window and talk about Sonic.
Because we got to be flexible, right? We're just going where the stories lead us.
You got to go where the internet takes you. Not good advice. Not good advice.
Well, Sonic, is known for their slushies, I guess.
Oh, gosh.
Their biggest push recently has been their Red Bull slushies, but now there's a new one.
Have you tried the Red Bull slushie?
No, I'm not a Red Bull fan. They also have the pickle one, the pickle juice slushie. I've also not tried that.
What are you doing?
What are you doing with your life?
What are you doing with your life?
Does this sound any better to you? I don't know.
Pickle slushies? Come on.
So this is a part of their Mocktail Slush series at Sonic, and they're now doing a Reaper Margarita Slush that's made with Carolina Reapers, which is a extremely, if not the hottest chili in the world.
It's one of the hottest.
Mm-hmm. It's about 250 times hotter than a jalapeno. And that's the new upcoming slushie that you can get. Slush.
They say that the sugar content brings the heat down a little bit.
Yeah, I'm curious how hot it actually ends up being.
So I'll tell you what. The guys at Food Beast, they are a food blog. Here is their quick paragraph about having read it or had it. They said, having tried this new slush out, it is without question the hottest thing a fast food chain has ever released. While the drink isn't as spicy as a Carolina Reaper, it packs a lot of punch with more fire to it than some ghost pepper hot sauces out there.
My body would be like, wait a minute, we're having something so hot, but it's also a slush, which is supposed to cool you down. It'd be such a weird thing to try to how are you supposed to cool yourself down?
It says it takes a few sips to get the full effect of the heat. It'll leave your throat, tongue, and lip burning for at least 20 minutes.
So the Margarita Slush, the Reaper one, is nationwide until August 4th. And they're encouraging people to do a hashtag Reaper challenge where you post on social media if you're trying it. I don't think that goes well if someone has a problem with it. They shouldn't encourage. Well, it's just there.
How about this, though? The idea of oh, yeah. You guys should totally do this on social media. Come here, buy our thing, and then post about it.
That's perfect. And if you do, or if you're doing that same thing that Obi just said, they just want you to use that hashtag.
Please use the official hashtag.
So again, until August 4th, it's a Carolina Reaper Margarita Slush.
Oh, I don't think that sounds very good.
I like spicy things, but not...
That's not spicy.
That's not. That's just too much. You don't even get the flavor.
That's like melt your face.
Pretty much. But again, you're having a slushie, so...
I imagine it has to be weird.
It's a very, very odd combination.
It's like my tongue is cold, but it's so hot.
I know. It's like, what are you supposed to do to cool off?
Positive and encouraging. The Riot on Radio U.
Well, let's get back to what's important, Nikki. Yesterday, we made a huge mistake.
What was
I just want to apologize to all of our 2 to 3 Canadian listeners.
We love you guys.
Yeah, yesterday was Canada Day, and we didn't celebrate it. Dang it.
What should we have done?
We should have had some poutine. We should have had some fireworks. And we should have had...
that could have been enough.
And played the song.
Okay.
That's what you do.
You should have had this all morning yesterday.
Okay. According to Wikipedia, it celebrates the July 1st, 1867 effective date of the Constitution Act of 1867.
Of course it does.
Which united the 3 separate colonies of the province of Canada, Nova Scotia, and New Brunswick into the single dominion called Canada.
How could we miss that yesterday?
I know. Where were we on that, Nikki?
Don't know.
Where were we on that?
Now, Canada is lovely. Just lovely. But we missed it.
I didn't say that it wasn't. It's great. Oh, we could have gone to Tim Hortons. Jen, you're right. Where were we on that? We should have gone for some Tim. I love Timbits.
I guess the question is, for Tim Hortons, at least in our area, it's been around as long as we've been alive. I feel like it's been around forever. And I know that's not the case for all cities. So is Tim Hortons at this point even a Canada thing?
Yes.
Is it still a big thing in Canada?
It is. Let me tell you right now.
Because it's always been here, too.
I hadn't been to Canada ever. And I went to Canada for the first time. And I felt like I was in the middle of some weird, sketch or something. I couldn't tell you how many.
Cliche.
Every time I pulled up to a corner, it was like there's a Tim Hortons on every corner. I went to a corner, and there was a Tim Hortons on every corner. It was like, wait. That can't be real. It was
It's
real.
real?
It was real. Now,
I just know if it's still like that.
I don't know the answer to that, but I'll just tell you that it was that moment where I was like, wow, Tim Hortons really is Canadian.
It's a real Canadian thing.
They weren't just saying this. It's real.
Well, Jen, thanks for texting us. Yes, that would have been the right thing to do.
I love Timbits, man. They can keep their donuts. Their donuts struggle. But the Timbits are good.
He doesn't like their breakfast sandwiches because they do this onion thing with it.
Yeah, they do. And the eggs, it's not good. If you go without the eggs, you're probably okay. Get yourself a sausage and cheese sandwich.
Jerome said it's a missed opportunity to talk about America's hat. Texted that.
It could be. Or then are we Canada's pants?
Yeah, we are.
Are we?
Yeah, it just depends on how you want to say
it. Or
it.
is Mexico Canada's pants and we're, a slightly unbuttoned, a T-shirt. That's
or a T-shirt.
Yeah, well, you know what? I guess we'll see, right?
Which reminder for Radio U merchandise, we have free shipping.
I heard it was free shipping.
Yay,
Probably
free shipping.
Celebrating Canada Day, really.
That's right, through shop.radiou.com. Free shipping on Radio U merchandise this week.
I don't buy it.
Don't buy what?
The bottle cap challenge.
Why, you don't think? It actually looks pretty fun. It's the bottle cap challenge that's been going. I've only seen it since yesterday, so I don't know how, they're saying the craze, the viral craze, how long it's been going.
So you have to kick the bottle top off of a bottle, and I just assumed, of course, that you were just breaking the bottle. That makes perfect sense to me.
You spin kick the cap from the bottle, and that's been the big craze.
Well, I'll tell you who makes it look the best so far is Jason Statham. He looks like he actually knows what he's doing.
Well, I think he does.
But then you've got a lot of people that are like, oh, I'm doing this. Does anybody else feel like maybe, just maybe, this is them trying to be like, and Hobbs and Shaw in theaters this August?
Well, it's not. It didn't start from him. A UFC fighter. There was a challenge from Errolson Hugh, and then he kicked that off with a UFC fighter, Max Holloway, and he accepted the challenge, and then he sent the challenge to a few others. So Jason Statham was one of them.
And so now it's spreading.
Yeah, and then now everybody's kind of doing it.
Man. What did we do before online challenges?
People did things. You just didn't know it was a part of a challenge to begin with.
What did your grandparents do when they were bored? You know what I mean?
They farmed or... Didn't they have to do that sort of stuff? And then they went to bed when it was dark out.
They farmed. That's all there was.
There wasn't time for a challenge.
There was farming, and then there were some hunter-gatherers.
I think, actually, that's not grandparents. I think it's a few more down.
What, great-grandparents?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, my gosh, they farmed. I love that so much.
Because it's true.
And then once a year, they got an orange for Christmas. So
that was good times, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
To be back in simpler times.
Man, if only we could be there, right?
Yeah, they didn't have bottle cap challenges and all that.
Yeah, they didn't, Nikki. So I don't know what they did, but
so if you see this
maybe
online,
they had farming challenges.
Yeah, they did. Kick the tractor. That's all you could do.
Nikki doesn't know a lot about farming, guys.
I'm learning. I want my own farm to table, I'm learning.
Yeah, it's good. We're bringing it back.
So if you see them, they're using the hashtag bottle cap challenge. That's just, and then challenge accepted will be the other hashtag.
You should, send us your video of you trying to kick off the top of a bottle cap.
That's what we'd love to see all day today, right?
Dude, I don't even know. No, I'm like, I don't have
anything that has a top to it.
either.
We apparently all brought cans of soda to work today. That's all we got.
Here's Obadiah kicking the coffee cup out of Nikki's hand.
Challenge accepted.
Also, he can't get his leg up that high, so Nikki had to hold it down by the ground.
Listen, it's about editing and just the angle. We can make it look like you've done it.
That's good.
Because negative attention is still attention. Radio U.
Does anybody remember Gremlins?
Gremlins. Didn't you say they were doing a sci-fi show or something? It was with the Gremlins?
That sounds about right, doesn't it?
It wasn't an old movie.
No. You're thinking about Critters.
So close, right?
Yeah. Critters.
Practically there.
I don't even know
are they little fuzzy creatures too? Or?
Yeah, they are. There's a new Critters TV show called Critters: A New Binge. Oh my gosh, it's already been on.
Well, I'm not surprised. We're not watching that.
Let's see. It premiered on Shudder on March 21st. You've got Shudder, right, Nikki? You're a big Shudder fan?
No, I'm not.
All right, so there's that. Mm-hmm. Then there is Gremlins. Gremlins, a comedy from 1984. I actually watched it last Christmas.
Was it a comedy or?
You'll laugh.
A dramedy?
It's kind of a horror movie. It's a weird movie. Weird. And I think people act like it's for kids. That movie's not for, I don't think it's for kids, but I'm an adult and I was like, I hope they don't get me. Because I'm scared of them.
Where are these little things?
Yeah, so it came out in 1984, and I don't know. I'm not going to lie. I laughed a lot, but it was also
Like that wrong time sometimes when we're not supposed to laugh.
Yes.
That humor.
A lot of that, Nikki. A lot of that. So, Gremlins, 1984, that is going to be
That's prime time to bring it back.
They're going to do a prequel.
Yeah.
It's going to be a 10-episode animated prequel that will follow the...
Animated just means they don't want to make the creatures anymore.
Well, they don't want to make the creatures and they don't have to pay anybody to this.
They just want to do voice acting.
That's exactly right, Nikki.
So what network will this be on?
This is going to be on Warner Media's streaming service.
Great.
Well, see, this is the point that I want to make is now you've got these companies that are going into the streaming market.
And they have a vault of like
that's
old
exactly
stuff.
Right. You're going to start seeing them digging through the old stuff in hopes of snagging somebody. And you're going to see a bunch of stuff like this, I think, that's going to start showing back up. I mean, you've already seen things like that, but I think it's only going to get better/worse from here. So, Nikki, are you ready to sign up for Warner's streaming service?
I don't think I'll sign up for that. I have plans for the Disney Plus one. They'll get me on that because they own everything else. But as far as like the Warner one, that's not getting me to sign up. Maybe they have something else, but as of right now, I'm good.
Come on, Nikki. Warner.
I don't want to spend a monthly thing so I can watch some animated thing about some old movie.
Secrets of the Mogwai.
No, thank you.
But it's so cute.
No.
All right.
No, unless tell me what's the style of animation. Like, do they show you any
I got nothing.
Stills of it?
I got a teaser picture, but it's mostly like in the dark. You can't really tell from the photo. So what kind of animation would it need to be to get you to watch it?
I just want to know what style are they doing it?
I don't know. So, you know what, Nikki? It would probably be best if you just go ahead and sign up and then you can find out.
Just spend the money.
Yeah.
Starting your morning with The Riot is like developing a daily donut habit. You know it's bad for you, but you just can't stop. It's The Riot on Radio U.
You know, our old friend, the cockroach, our forthcoming food source in the radiated wasteland that we will all be dwelling in, I'm sure, very, very soon. I have great news. According to this study that has been done in Germany, cockroaches are becoming more and more resistant to insecticides.
They are growing, and they're growing to where the stuff that we normally use to kill them doesn't do it. It just makes them stronger.
But see, that's what I'm saying, Nikki. A lot of people are looking at this like it's bad news, but it's good news. Because once we nuke each other to death, there's still going to be cockroaches to eat.
Ooh, that's the end. I'm going to let you know. If we ever find ourselves still doing the show at that point, the world's a wasteland. And
you and I are speaking into 2 tin cans in the middle of a desert.
But we're still doing
the show.
We're still doing the show because we said we're going to still keep doing this. That's the end for me. If you're like, I have to start eating the cockroaches, I'm not going to want to.
I got $20 in an economy that no longer exists.
So it means nothing.
I got 20 bottle caps that says
I'll be eating it.
You'll be eating a cockroach and you'll be like, you know what's really good?
It's not that bad.
It's weird. Before society completely crumbled and we were left here to die, I would have never thought that cockroaches were that good.
I'm making it for my morning smoothie.
This is really good. You just mash them together and then you eat the paste.
So they're saying that German cockroaches, which are the most common species of insect in the world, are cross-resistant to numerous insecticides. So they are not able to reduce the numbers of cockroaches anymore or as much as they used to be able to. But instead, they're being able to increase their ability to live when you go in trying to take them out.
Cockroach. It's good, right?
I could not eat that thing. That is one ugly bug.
Well, Nikki, what if I'll pop its legs and its antenna off, and then you can just dip it in stuff.
Will we have barbecue sauce or like ketchup in the world?
Didn't we eat cockroaches last year as part of the fundraiser? What bugs?
We had crickets. Was it crickets or cockroaches? Crickets. I'm not ready to eat a cockroach yet.
I think we might.
You guys would have to fully fund Radio
Maybe
U.
It was.
In order for me to eat a cockroach.
We know that's not going to happen. So
I'm not eating it until, and don't go like be all Florida where they're like, it's the palmetto bug. It's wonderful. It's a cockroach. It's terrible.
No big deal. Yeah, okay. All right. Well, I'm just letting you know, Nikki, the good news is you and I aren't going to go hungry. The show will continue long after society has crumbled.
Yeah.
And we'll have cockroaches to eat, and we'll have some tin cans to talk into. We're going to be having a great time.
We got a really good future ahead of us, don't we?
You're not going to believe what Bob said to me down at the Swappers meet.
No, we're just reliving all the stories that we remember.
Just tell the ones we remember.
That's it, but we tell them like they're new. We just don't tell each other we know what we're doing. But they're saying basically with cockroaches, the biggest problem is that you cannot control the cockroach population. It'll just grow and grow.
Have your cockroach spayed or neutered.
I knew you were going to do that. Yes.
That's the answer.
Oh, that will fit. No, because nothing kills them. That is one. I've stopped looking at the pictures. That is one ugly story.
Oh, that's what you're thinking now. But pretty soon you'll be like, this is one of the most delicious stories I've ever read.
Will you please pass me more cockroaches? How many can we eat?
We should put this on Food Beast. Have you ever used Grubhub?
I've used a couple, but I think I used them
Nikki,
once.
Wait. Dine and Dash is not the same thing.
It's not it.
That's not a service.
No, but I think I have once, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
It was one or the other.
Oh, Grubhub they're a third-party delivery service.
This is a fascinating story.
Oh, it is. That a lot of restaurants partner with so that they don't have to offer a delivery service, but you can still order their food and have it delivered.
What you need to do is actually go to lunch somewhere and go into the restaurant. And I think I was at a Five Guys once, and you would see person after person come in. You're like, wow, they're busy. They're not actually people eating there. It's just people using delivery services to bring the food. They go, pick it up, they leave. It's very, very popular now.
My dad and I did it's funny, Five Guys was actually the one. Like we did lunch there a couple of weeks ago, and I saw 4 different delivery services come through picking up food there. Well, Grubhub, that's what they do. And Grubhub is now being accused of what they call cyber squatting. So here's the idea. Grubhub has partnered with a website construction service, and what they have done is they have built, according to this accusation, over 30,000 fake websites that are set to look like the website of the restaurant that you're wanting to go to. So the one that they use, this is all coming from the New York Post, by the way, and the one that they are using as their example is the 354 Steakhouse.
Yeah.
And Grubhub went ahead and set up 354steakhouse.com when the restaurant itself set up 354steakhouse.net. So what Grubhub is doing is they make a website that looks like it's that other website.
So you think you're ordering from the restaurant, but you're actually ordering from
Grubhub, which orders Grubhub to, number one, charge more for the food.
Yeah. And
then 2, charge a larger commission to the restaurant because they can say, well, they ordered from us, not from you, so you actually owe us more money than if you had done that.
And there's been plenty of restaurants where you go thinking you're at their website, but they just use, Grubhub or some other company like Beyond Menu and all that. So, you just make the order and you think, oh, okay, they're using Grubhub. So you place the order and you go with it.
The other thing that's amazing about it is that Grubhub is, and again, this is according to the New York Post. I haven't really dug into it much, but the Post says that Grubhub is paying for the Google search engine stuff. So the search engine optimization, so that if you would Google, in this case, 354 Steakhouse, you will get Grubhub's website above the actual website so that it would be the first result and you would click that instead of the company's website, and they would make more money.
So is that illegal? In the online world of shadiness, is that really illegal? It's just it's really disappointing when you see a company resort to those tactics, but yet it's done. That's what they do.
As I understand it, I don't think it's illegal.
Yeah.
It's just...
It's wrong.
It's a bad business practice.
Correct. For such a big company.
Yeah.
You expect more. It's like when you find out your parents or your grandparents do something bad.
Yeah.
You're disappointed.
It's just one of those things where you're like, look, you can do that, but eventually this kind of behavior will probably catch up to you. And this expose from the old New York Post, Grubhub's going to have some trouble this morning for sure. But it's amazing. Nikki, we need to get more devious.
Apparently.
We really do.
Too honest.
We got to stop that. We got to stop that. We got to look out for number one. And I'll tell you what, the Riot is number one, right?
Grubhub
number one.
They're trying to.
You know that part in the video game where you're hammering the X button to skip all the dialogue? It's the Riot.
15 to go.
On Radio U.
They say the problem that you see in the world is the thing that you're supposed to fix. So, if you notice it, you obviously have the passion to take care of it.
Got it.
Right? And so when I look around and notice that there are no Jack-in-the-Boxes within, say, a 25 to 50 mile drive of the radio studio,
we're not going to Jack in the Box.
Then that must be the thing that I'm here to fix.
Even though if there was one close by,
we would
go.
You know what? Here's what would happen. It would be like,
it's bad.
It would be like you talking about you'd be having a weekday and you'd be like, you know what? I'm going to Jack in the Box today. I'm going, and I don't want to hear about it.
It's just one of those fast food restaurants. So if you've never been to one, then you don't understand quite what it means to go there.
Imagine what it's like when things get bad. All right? It's like that. It's like, what if McDonald's was really depressed? That's what a Jack in the Box is.
Well, no, it's fascinating to know that there's even lower levels.
Than Jack in the Box?
No, than McDonald's.
Oh, yeah.
And
absolutely.
Like that, you had no idea.
You'll go to Jack in the Box and be like, McDonald's will suddenly seem like an upscale choice.
But what if there's good Jack in the Boxes? We've never been, but what if there is?
That one in Nashville was okay.
No, we only went there at nighttime, and let me tell you, that is not.
You're just mad because you got a ticket.
I guess I got a ticket because I didn't stop enough, and because he saw my plates were out of state, and he knew I wouldn't fight it. And then we went and got milkshakes.
I thought we got, that's right. We got the milkshakes after.
Because I wanted to cry in the drive-thru, but I was strong.
Yeah. And
so I had to go get a milkshake.
I remember I was sitting up front with Nikki. We had all kinds of people in the back seat, and I was just like, man.
Not good.
When she gets back to the hotel, she's calling Eric, and there's going to be angry tears.
There was tears for sure.
I don't have any doubt. Can we talk about Jack in the Box here?
They've got something.
Jack in the Box has got something new. And if you're lucky/not lucky enough to live near a Jack in the Box, they're introducing tiny tacos.
Aren't they cute? New little tiny tacos. And you're like, how tiny can they be? You can get like 25 in a little box. So they're very tiny.
You get 5 for $1.
There's 15 pieces. No, they have different sets of amounts. You can get 5 for $1. Then there's also 15 pieces of a loaded version, or you can get 25 pieces.
That's a lot.
But they're so tiny, it's not. It's probably still like one taco.
I'm telling you right now, if you said to me, and I was just like, hey, man, how are you? And you're just like, bro, tiny tacos. And I'd be like, oh.
You understand. Now, Phil just texted from Houston. He said there's some really nice, good Jack in the Boxes down in Texas.
And then Dee says the same thing. She's also texting from Texas.
Texas is nice. You guys take care of stuff.
Not everything.
Maybe not everything.
Not everything.
Well, it seems like it.
You can go to jail for peeing on the Alamo.
Well, true.
I learned that.
These
so maybe
really
they do
cute.
take good. Yeah, but don't you think they look disgusting?
The loaded ones look better. When you cover it up and you can't see it, it looks better.
What are they shoving in there?
It's a creamy avocado lime sauce, a taco sauce, and they just put it on top.
No. I mean down in the actual taco itself.
It's probably like that bean meat mixture from like every other taco place.
Man, it looks like if you after your Taco Bell cleanse, they're just like, here, put it down in the thing.
Well, for all of our Texas listeners, be ready because the tiny tacos are only testing in Austin, Dallas, and Fresno Jack in the Box locations. But they think that it'll eventually be...
Is it Fresno in California? Or is there a Fresno, Texas?
I don't know. Maybe.
That's
but they said they'll probably be nationwide later down the road.
Yeah, but not here because someone has the vision, but they haven't brought the vision to reality.
No one's built one near our studios yet.
It's me, Nikki. It's my time. I need to get a Jack in the Box franchise.
You could.
Yeah, put it in down whatever. People come from all over. They'll be like, man, you guys got them tiny tacos.
Someone finally built one here.
Where do you go when you need someone to listen to your problems and give you a big hug? Not here. Obviously. This is The Riot on Radio U.
Seize the day. And because it's Tuesday, it's a 2 for Tuesday, which means that we're having a great time and we're getting a lot done. These are non-exclusive things.
It's a good day.
Man, just the power of Tuesday. Come on. Woo!
You are so motivational. It's scary.
Oh, man. You know what it is? I feel like it's the spirit of our founding fathers just descending on me this week. You know what I'm saying? Because what with the whole 4th of July thing, I just
it's a big week.
Well, the thing is, like, I keep waking up and thinking to myself, like, man, it's not just that I can do this, it's that I will do this. You know what I'm saying?
I put my hand on the heart.
It's not because I have to do it. It's because I choose to do it. And my attitude doesn't matter because I've chosen to have a good attitude. Okay? And you know what?
You are the good attitude.
I've chosen joy, Nikki. Joy. Can I get an amen? Oh, George Washington.
Where's tissues at? I need something to wave at you.
Right here. Here we go. So wave those tissues. It's a white flag of surrender. I'm giving in. Woo! What are we talking about?
The fact that you're excited it's Tuesday.
Man, don't you guys just feel it? Gosh, me too. Me
Marching
too.
into another good day.
Oh, my gosh, Nikki. Marching in and season it. Season that day. Come on.
Oh, all right.
You know, if you're thinking about traveling this week, you probably shouldn't. Because the only thing you're going to end up seizing is the guy you're stuck in traffic next to, their throat probably.
No, not true. They said if you leave at certain times.
Okay, well, let me give you the
You
bad.
should be fine.
Let me give you, according to AAA, they say that this year we're going to have more people on the road than ever.
It's because no one wants to fly.
They say we're going to see an increase in travel this year of about 4.1%. Over the 4th of July holiday. They say that one of the places...
You should have left yesterday.
Basically, yes.
If you wanted to not have traffic.
Let's talk about when are the worst times for traffic in major cities. New York City, Wednesday, July 3rd, from 1:45 to 3:45.
Tomorrow?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So they're literally saying, this is fascinating. They got this chart, and they're just like, hey, this is when it's going to be the worst, so your best bet would be to leave early.
But
Which
then
if
that's
everybody
what makes
followed,
it worse.
yep, come on.
Then you're sitting here like it's today. It'll be this afternoon, and they're like, "Why is there so much traffic? What's going on?" It's because everybody's leaving early.
Seattle, they say the 4th of July from noon until 2. They say expect traffic to take 3 times longer than what you would normally
on Thursday.
Mm-hmm. So Boston, July 5th from 10 a.m. to noon. It will be 3.5 times longer to get anywhere.
It's terrible.
Than what it normally. Why these times? I don't know. They got traffic data, so they're just sharing their data with us, right? Oh, you know what I want to do? Okay. I know America and power and the spirit of George Washington carries me through and all that crap. I don't want to do anything. Like, I just want to be like, dude, I'm chilling. Fireworks don't appeal to me very much. I mean, I'll watch them because I'm expected to as a good American. But
you don't want to have to do the whole waiting around for them.
No, I could just do like an Independence Day back-to-back with Resurgence. And then
the movies.
Yeah, you just watch the movies and make yourself a hot dog. And you're like...
Actually, that covers everything.
Isn't that everything?
Check.
Like, that's everything, right?
That is.
Shoot.
Well, it seems like you've got your 4th of July planned.
I actually do. I'm going to the fireworks tomorrow night in a small suburb, and it could take me as much as 2 to 3 times as long to get there. And
so says this trip advisory. In the small community suburb fireworks thing.
Drew doesn't know this. I'm coming to his house, but I'm sleeping there.
Oh, Drew doesn't know that?
No. He's my friend that invited us over. I'll just be like, bro.
You want me to come over? That's how it works.
This was like an overnight thing, right?
You should come and bring a bag. And your fan, because you travel with a fan.
That's right.
Bring both of them. Be like, yeah, I'm just spending the night.
He was like, yeah, we're not doing food, so like just bring a dessert or whatever, and you can just hang out. And I was like, yeah, but what about the after party?
What about breakfast? What do I get in the morning?
What are you guys serving tomorrow?
Are we doing waffles?
Using advanced technology, we've digitized and transcoded Obadiah and Nikki into a purely digital format. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
So the Church of England, I don't go there, it's in England.
Well, maybe they have something to say, though.
They do. It's interesting. They are getting ready to issue their very first social media guidelines.
For people that go to the church or just they think people in general?
Well, it would be like, hey, if you go to the Church of England, these are like what our organization thinks are the guidelines that you should abide by while doing it. I wasn't able to actually find the guidelines. I think they're going to be published later today.
If not, maybe because we're not a member. We don't know how to get them.
I'm going to take a stab and say that I'm sure they'll probably want us to see
I'm sure they'll be
them.
out everywhere.
But they say social media has transformed the way we live our lives. And so they are trying to, here we go. Each time we interact online, we have the opportunity either to add to the currents of cynicism and abuse or choose instead to share light and grace. So I think
that'd be refreshing. A little grace for everybody.
It would be. I continue to be amazed at a couple of things. One, social media is new, and we feel like it's been around forever, but it hasn't. I mean, when you go back you had kind of like in the late 90s versions of it beginning to pop up. You cross into the 2000s. Eventually you get to what was before MySpace. It was like Zanga, Zooms, I don't know, something. And then like you move into that and Facebook and Twitter and Snapchat and all these different things.
But you've always had something.
As you've always had something, but as human beings,
it's still new.
We have not always had something.
I don't think we know the effects quite to the degree of what might happen when we're older.
As a society, as in the history of humanity, it's new. Even, you think about it, even things like radio and television, mass media is not old. It's new. Again, think about human society, like recorded human society. What do we have? Like somewhere between 10 and 15,000 years of human society that we can look at. And you've got, social media, you've got mass media, which is 130 years old. Books are different. So I'm just counting like visual and audio kind of stuff. Like it's all new. So we don't really know. And like Nikki said, we don't really know the effects, the long-term effects that it's having on people and what it looks like for us. So I think the idea of finding a code of conduct for yourself online and abiding by it is a pretty good idea.
Or just being aware that others might not be, but, trying your best.
Yeah. Well,
how you respond, all that stuff.
The one that I thought was really good we heard last week from an artist that we used to know was he said that his guideline for social media is that if I would not look somebody in the eyes and say this out loud to their face, I can't post it online. That's just like a 1 or 2 sentence thing. That's a pretty good one right there. Then again, some of us are willing to say some things to people's face that maybe we should back down on just a little bit.
Maybe they're nicer online than in person, so you just never know.
I don't know. Man, just think about that. What if your goal today on social media was that you were going to, and this is a quote from them, spread light and grace? I don't even know what to do with that. Like, is that real? Somebody actually going to try that? I don't know. Nikki, today's SpiderMan Day.
It is? Oh, the movie's out.
The movie's out today. SpiderMan Far From Home.
Are you going today or are you going to go see it this weekend?
Well, here's some sad trombone for you. I have tickets for today at like 3:30. I'm never going to make it.
You sure?
Yep.
Now,
I know.
Don't talk like that. We can make it happen today. I didn't know we have a goal for today, but now we do.
So,
What's it going to take? You want help? We'll get all your work done?
No,
Can we get you lunch? I'll pick you up lunch. We'll just
Nikki,
keep you working straight on through.
Okay, Nikki, I'm gonna go historical on you,
yeah.
Okay? All right. Or maybe I should say historic. Here's the thing. World War I was, they say, really caused by overlapping alliances. Where it was like, we had to deal with them, which had to deal with them, which had to deal with them, which had to deal with them. My Tuesday is overlapping alliances. And if I go see Spider-Man, that would be like assassinating Duke Ferdinand.
Okay. To put that into that type of wordage. It would
be the spark that lights the powder keg.
No one has to know. What if the spark is quiet and it's secret and no one has to know that you go see Spider-Man?
It's fine.
Then no one has to be mad until way later.
It's fine. I'm just going to, I'm going to give Spider-Man my money because it was part of my AMC Stubbs A-list.
Because you still have that.
So that's what I'm going to do. And then I really don't think I'm going to see it till next week.
Well, I don't like to hear you talk like that, okay?
No, I know.
And I don't think we should say that out there. You don't want to send that out into the universe.
I think that's what's going to end up happening because when I look over the next few days.
Well, I know that's messy, but
I am promised out day after
what about 4th
day
of July?
after day. Well, 4th of July, I have plans.
Okay.
And
you can get up early.
I thought about.
We won't be doing the show on Thursday.
That's actually true.
You could,
I could just get up and go crazy early, and nobody would know or care. Well, that's actually not all bad. That or, the other thing I was thinking is I might be able to swing a Friday afternoon.
Gotcha.
I might be able to, but I should probably buy tickets now, just on the offhand chance that maybe I could go.
I like how you pay each month for this AMC thing, and you're like, oh, I'm not going. I hear you tell me that you're not going to movies that you already have tickets for, more than I hear you actually tell me that you're going to go to the movie.
It's not my fault.
It's just a busy time.
It's not my fault. I'm trying. Overlapping alliances, Nikki. Entangling alliances.
It's a busy week.
It's a powder keg, and I don't know that I want to light that spark.
Not for this movie.
I do want to see it, though.
This was the worst of the riots, and we'd like to congratulate you on having the stomach to stick around to the very end. The Riot exists because Radio U exists, and Radio U only exists because of your support. Find out more and give now at radiou.com/donate.